Hello and welcome to VChess. My name is Naiditsch, I'm a chess grandmaster and we continue with our educational streams. Let's go with the next 10-minute rapid game. I will be playing the rapid games and during the game comment on different positional ideas, openings, tactics, endgames, everything that we are facing during a real game. So, our first game of today. Let's begin the day with the move knight on f3. And first today to say hello in the chat is Grandminer1. Welcome Grandminer, how is your day? We have knight f3, c5, c4. Second in the chat to greet us is Isaac. Isaac, welcome. And third today is Chesalam. Welcome all of you. I hope that you are having a great day. Let's go with the first 10-minute rapid game here. We have this kind of strange opening. Let's see what happens next. We might be aiming for d4 or g3. So it depends on the next move of black. For the moment, our opponent is taking his time before playing the next move. A bit unusual to think so much on move 3, so we have the move knight on c6. Let's go with the move g3, so we're aiming to get the bishop on g2. With black, usually normal it is to plan somewhere to place the move d5. This can be done over knight f6, immediately d5, also to put g6 is okay. So many different options here to play this position with a black color. He's choosing to play the move d5 immediately, and we have option d4. We have option also to take. For example, I think to take and to play the move d4. This is more usual, so I'm continuing with that. We have the move bishop e7 on the board. So after bishop on e7, we have again couple of options. For example, to take now, not so bad, but we might be able to play this bishop on g2, so very solid setup for white. Next is the short castle. So we have in the chat, Isaac is saying English is my one of go-to opening. Also, it has no cutting edge theory, so I like it. Well, Isaac, today everything has theory. It's unavoidable for you to play non-theoretical line, especially in case you go a little bit to the higher levels. So everything is analyzed, everything is theory. This is unavoidable, but English, of course, gives you quite a wide range of different ideas in the opening, as for white and similar for black. So it is interesting. This is true. So we have this kind of normal position. In most of the cases, we have b3 idea, which is normal. We can also take and play the move b3, aiming for a little bit better position with the white pieces. I think I like it because this kind of play is usually slightly better, not so much, by the way. Let's see if we can get the move b3 done. The idea is to play this knight a4 and cover the c5 square. Bishop on b4, this is unusual because white plays a move bishop b4 anyway. I would like to play knight on a4. Black is playing immediately the move bishop b4, so I don't know what is the real idea behind bishop on b4. We have this knight on a4 like a defense, but also we might be playing first bishop on d2 because to change the bishop is not a bad idea. So maybe let's begin with the move bishop on d2, followed by the move rook c1 and then knight on a4. So we are preparing for our positional play. Welcome everyone to the chat. Thank you. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Let's play some interesting game today's. First game, we have this kind of... This is more or less a Tarrasch opening, I think, because over the different move order we got the Tarrasch. So it is a positional opening currently here. So yeah. Knight on a4 is coming next. By the way, in the morning I like to drink some coffee. What is your favorite drink? We have the move bishop a6, good play, defending the pawn on c4 and aiming for this kind of attack on the e2 pawn. So let's go with the move rook on e1, just safety first. We're defending the pawn on e2, we still have this knight a4 that we will be able to play next, or first rook c1 to keep the things as flexible as possible. So now, for example, knight a4 is looking like a decent option. Let's go with the move knight a4. We would like to change the bishop and then get the knight on c5. What a beautiful square on c5. If we get the knight on c5, this position should be better for white. That's why this move bishop on b4 is unusual. Bishop d2 is not really badly placed, so this was not a loss of a tempo for white. And here, the bishop on b4 is under attack. In case the bishop is gonna be changed, we have knight on c5. What do we have in the chat? Welcome everyone. Heidi BM as well with us. Welcome Heidi, how are you doing? We have Tommy also here with us. Tommy, welcome. This is the VChess crew, always with us. That's great to see. That you are still enjoying my voice from far away. Thank you very much for that. Welcome everyone. We have the move queen on d6. Is it a good play or not so good play? I think the answer is easy. It allows us to take on b4. Queen has to take back. And we will be getting our monster knight on c5. So after we have the monster on c5, we will be doing obviously better. So in most of the cases, black should not change the bishop. Our opponent, I'm very confused the way he plays, because now there's only queen takes b4, he is not moving. He seems to be busy with something else, I guess. So we have the move knight on c5, attacking the pawn, bishop on a6, the bishop. Where to go? Where to go with the bishop? Bishop c8 seems to be like the only play here for black, because where else to go? Queen on b6 is possible, but then you have this rook on b1, so even pressure here on the b file. I think we are doing better. We have some slight advantage, yeah. Step by step. I see a question. Hello Arkady, do you play Rapid without stream? I don't play online without stream any kind of time controls. I don't play Title Tuesday. I don't play anything. I do not play online. I don't like to play online. I don't enjoy playing online because it's not real, at least to me. I am too old maybe to enjoy this kind of things. I enjoy very much chess over the board. I think this is the real chess. I want to see my opponent, you feel your opponent. This is real. This kind of online chess, I understand it's very, very popular. I do understand some people enjoy it, but for me, I don't like this very, very much. So no, I do not play online any kind of time controls. Doesn't matter what it is. We have c takes b3. Now we can take with the rook as we planned. Maybe also to take with the pawn is nice, because now we get this rook a1 next, but the bishop might go to b5. Is it a good bishop or a bad bishop? This is like so-so bishop. I don't know, can be both, but I think why not to take with the rook, just winning a tempo here. Queen probably goes here because there is nothing else. We have some pressure on the e2 pawn, so why not to be safe in this position? Or maybe we should prevent this bishop c4 move. I don't know if we should. I think, I don't know if we should prevent it. Okay, let's go with the move e3. This pawn on a2 is not really in danger, so next we should double somehow here on the b file, and we will be doing much better. So we are doing much better because of this beautiful knight on c5. To get rid of the knight is almost impossible, so that's why we should be doing a little better here. Bishop c4, good move by our opponent. He is getting ready to put something on the b file. We have to be careful, because rook to b2, this is what I thought first, but then there is this rook b8. Don't like it too much, so let's go back. Here on b1 to take the pawn doesn't look like a great idea. He takes it, well. I thought it's gonna be very, very dangerous to take the pawn here. Can we somehow catch the queen. Can we? Or there is no way of catching the queen? Maybe there is no way to catch the queen. This is, of course, quite upsetting. Still, we have the great knight, so we have definitely good compensation. We can just get rid of the bishop. It still should be quite a nice position for white, but somehow I would like to capture the queen. There's rook a1 followed by the move queen a4, but then there is this knight on g4. This is bad luck that there is knight on g4. Maybe let's go with the move g4. This looks very, very good, because in case we start some attack here by playing the move g5, it's gonna be very dangerous attack for black. We have the beautiful knight. The queen is still out of the game. For the queen to come back takes quite some time. So I believe that we should still have a good position here with the white pieces, but maybe I should have played better, because to give up on the pawn, yeah, this was not the best. Somehow I saw that it's too dangerous to take the pawn here, but yeah, maybe I should not have done it. We have immediately the move knight on e4, but black is taking such a risk every single move, because it is so dangerous. I think I can just take it, and the queen here. How can I capture the queen? I have, for example, this idea of queen c1 followed by rook a1. Maybe we're attacking the piece, rook a1 attacking the queen. So close to win the queen. How can I do that? No win of a queen. That's pity. Endgames also might be much better for white, but it feels like we should be able to win something, just I don't see how. I don't see how to win a queen. That's bad, because looks like I should be able, but I don't see it. So maybe let's go the move still, queen on c1. I like this because we have this threat. The bishop is under attack, so the bishop has to play maybe here. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, maybe bishop b5 is now possible. I want to catch somehow the queen, but maybe it's a bad idea what I'm doing, because maybe I'm not able to catch the queen. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can catch the queen. If not, I have to switch my strategy to something else. This knight gives us always good compensation, but it's pity to have just a good compensation here, because it looks like we should aim for more, but I don't know how. I don't know how to aim for more in the position we have. So bishop will be moved. Two options, bishop d5, then this queen c4 escape, or to go bishop on b5, bishop on d3. Very unusual play. Can I go with the move rook to b3? So maybe now we have this queen c3. I still hope to get somehow to the queen, but rook on b8. I have no ways yet to win the queen, so maybe now it's time for to go for an endgame already. I don't see something better. Okay, let's go for this kind of endgame. So this endgame is still, I think, a good endgame for white, even though we are pawn down, but we have this beautiful knight on c5, so it gives us at least good game for white. We're not in danger here of being worse. But I think, yeah, something went very wrong here. We could have done way better than that. Our opponent is again considering many options, but I think he has not so many options here. Or he has. Let's see. Where's the next game? Where's the next move of our opponent is going to be? I think to get the king a little bit to the center is usually making sense. We will have this kind of monster knight on c5, and next, in case we can get the king to c3, this is gonna be a great position. a6, what is that? What is the idea of the move a6? I don't understand the idea at all. So let's get the knight on c5. We have the beautiful knight on c5. Anyway, I wanted to play the move knight on c5. Now we have the move a4, and the idea was to play the move f3. So we are trying to take on e4, and bishop e2 like the only move. Yes, this is correct. Now I will be taking here on e4, and we still have this monster knight. But first, let's get the king. Let's get the king, as we said, to c3. Then we're gonna collect the pawn. He plays the move h5. Maybe the idea is to play the move g5. We can stop this by playing h4, get the king to f4, but I don't know if this is going to be a win. We have the idea of playing d5, also quite interesting because d6 is coming, but I don't know. Maybe let's go first with the move e5, so we support the idea of d5 by playing e4 and d5. We are not in dangers here, I think, to lose the game, but to win the game. This is the question. Can we win the current game? We can try to collect now the pawn here on a5. Does it make sense? Maybe. It's time to collect the pawn. So let's go the move rook a4, because we have this threat of eventually getting to the pawn on a5. Is it a win? Knight versus bishop. I don't know. I don't know if this is a win. Bishop d5. He's provoking us into playing the move e4. Why is he doing that? I don't understand his ideas at all. So sometimes our opponent is doing something very, very strange. Sometimes he plays very, very good. Very unpredictable opponent. Let's go to collect, I think, the pawn on a5. Let's see what happens next. The king is still far away, so the king should have been long ago on e7. Now we can, I think, just take the pawn, because we can freeze the rook by this. g5, good move by our opponent. So sometimes he plays a very good move, sometimes he plays a move that is not possible to explain. Next, we would like to go knight on c4. We change, and then the knight is going to be better than the bishop. But the question is it a win or is it a draw? Hard to tell. Hard to tell. We will see. Bishop on g4. What is the idea of the current move? I don't know. I don't know what is the idea. So we are continuing playing in the way we want it. We are changing. Then we have this better knight versus less good bishop position. If this is a win, maybe it's a hold for black, but I think it's not such an easy hold. So we will be squeezing our opponent here for a long time. Now, where to put the knight? So let's get it a little bit closer to the center. Should be not a bad idea. Bishop on e6. Let's get first the knight on d6, and then we see what happens later. Somewhere the idea d5 should be good, but I would like to avoid the move f6. That's why maybe I'm going to play first the move knight e8, get my knight on f6, and play the move d5. He goes away. So we can also get this kind of knight here, but I think knight on f6 is just doing better. We would like to push somewhere the move d5 next. He is allowing us, maybe he's hoping to sacrifice the bishop and get the pawn, so not so bad the idea of our opponent. Maybe first to play king f3 just to get a little bit closer. Oh, g4 is a terrible move. Now with the king on f4 it is game over, because we play the move d5. He should never let our king get to f4. That's it, I think. That's it. We are winning the game. The knight finally win to get the bishop, because we had all the squares. But all in all, yeah, not a very good game. But okay, sometimes we have to win positions where the game goes not ideally. King goes back, so let's just collect the pawn. Let's collect the next one. d5, the game is over. So we're collecting all the pawns. Now we go the move d5. Now we take the bishop. We go here. We go here. That's it. Okay, not a very good win, to be honest, but sometimes win is a win. Oh, good. Let's go immediately with the second game and let me read what do we have here in the chat. Endgames are a bit tricky. Endgames are always very tricky. Thomas saying game over. Yep. Thomas is from Canada. Welcome. Welcome, Thomas from Canada. Solomon also here in the chat. Solomon with us as usual. Okay, so let's do the first move. Knight on f6. We have new game going on. d4, knight f6. And let's see if we will be playing next. Let's go with the move e6. Very solid. So King's Indian or e6, d5. We have the solid Queen's Gambit. Now it is Catalan here with a move g3. And maybe let's go with a move knight on c6 next, a4. Very unusual way of playing the Catalan. Way to play the move a4. No idea. Maybe there is some idea, but I just don't know it. c5 is now very good because a4 is just weird. I don't know. Let's go with the move c5 because usually we have bishop g2, c5 like an option, and now we have c5 immediately because a4 is, I don't know, where a4 is played. So we can get the knight on c6. We are threatening to take next on d4. Is there a good way to defend the pawn on d4? e3. Ooh, this is not good because this is not the way the Catalan should be played. Obviously now the pawn on c4 is just an extra pawn. Even if white somehow manages to recover the pawn on c4, still I have the isolated pawn position, which is great for black. As we know, in isolated pawn positions, usually we try to change the pieces, so this is what I'm going to play next, to change as many pieces as I can, try to hold on the pawn on c4, and we should be doing better. Let's go with the move knight on d5. Here's a little pin from the bishop on b4, so yeah. Solomon is saying he wants to prevent the move b5. Yes, Solomon, but this is not what a player should do in these positions of the Catalan, because now black, as you can see, is doing extremely well here. Yes, there is no b5, but we have the isolated pawn position, knight already on d5. So we are having a very, very nice position here with the black pieces. We have this idea of knight a5. We have simple moves like short castle. We have also simple move like bishop e7. So we have knight on b4 coming with a tempo. I like this bishop on e7, so safe. Knight on b4 comes with a tempo next. So we have also knight on a5 holding on the pawn on c4. So I think black is just doing better here. Maybe somehow white is capable of recovering the pawn on c4, but this is all that white can do. So, or it is much better for black, or it is little better for black. So in both cases we are happy. Let's do the short castle, never bad. Next maybe bishop d7 followed by the move rook c8. So we are developing our pieces. He continues with knight on e5 aggressive, but now I think we can take the pawn. Why not to take the pawn on d4? Our opponent is playing too risky, and also he plays way too fast. He gives us all his pawns, but he gives us all his pawns also very quickly. He is not hesitating before giving away his material. Well, we can only say thank you. Knight on d4 is under attack. It would be normal to play, for example, knight on b3 attacking the rook, taking away the bishop next on c1. Quite big advantage for black. We have also knight on f6 defending, then knight on d4 attacking the queen, which also looks pretty good here. But to move the knight on from d5, I don't think we should, because knight has a good position here on d5. So the next thing that we should do something, I think, with the knight on e5, because this knight is not very pleasantly positioned. So maybe let's go first with the move knight on b3. It looks good. So we are attacking the rook. Next we might be taking the bishop, or we can take, let's say, on c3, take on c1. And we are having 2 pawns up. Okay, maybe 1 pawn will be taken away, but we still will be 1 pawn up. So let's go. Let's simply take on c1. It looks good. So next stage of the game. We should convert our advantage. We have knight on f6, queen takes c4. This is not ideal. I would like to put my queen on c7. I think this is nice to have the queen on c7, so I need to think how to put my queen to c7. Maybe just a simple take is going to do the job, so let's take. Next, queen on c7, then simple rook b8, so it stabilizes, and then we get the bishop out, and it's gonna be game over. Once the bishop is out, it's over. So let's continue. Queen c7 as we planned. Next move here, next move this, and bishop b7. To give a checkmate, not possible, so everything is very safe. Idea of white should be to activate somehow something, but not so obvious what. So the rook b8. We just convert our idea. Pawn up for black, bishop pair for black. We have potentially somewhere an endgame where we have bishop versus knight, which is a good endgame for black. So we have many ideas here, and it looks all very, very safe. Now, after knight on e3, we have to think to play b6 or to play bishop d7, and bishop on c6. Both is looking good. So bishop d7, he might be able to take on b7, we'll win the a pawn, but okay, white to calculate something like this. Let's play safe move b6. We are executing our idea. The pawns of white, not ideal. Let's get the bishop to b7. Let's get the rook to d8. Very simple moves. We're just developing our pieces. In case we finish the development, this endgame should be very close to a winning one. So, what do we have in the chat? So, Hadi BM was writing, how about knight takes c3, knight takes c4? Yeah, maybe Hadi it was working, maybe not, I'm not sure. We have also Bean with us here. Hello Bean, always with us. So, let's see. Queen on g4, where does our opponent go? There is nothing here on the king side, there is no attack, there is, I don't know, way to play the move queen on g4. There are some threats, I don't see the threats. We can, I think, just play the very calm move, bishop on b7. He does not like to change. Well, it's alright for us because we keep this option of queen c6 somewhere for the future. So let's get first the last piece into the game. This is what I like to do so much. Get the all the pieces into the game, then we see what happens next. We have bishop pair, we have pawn up position, h4, not a very dangerous play once again, so let's get the next piece to the better position. Now this bishop here is aiming towards the king, we have the queen c6 idea still somewhere, we keep it for the future. We have as well rook to d2, simple way of being more active even than we are currently. Knight on g2, what is the idea of our opponent? Maybe there is just no idea, so we proceed with the move rook on d2. Simple play. I like the simple play in most of the cases. Simple play is a good play, so pawn on f2 is going to fall. Or he has to return with a knight on e3 back. Our opponent is playing way too quick. His time distribution, not so good. For those of you who are with us here on VHS, you know that you have to spend more time in the beginning to get the position that at least you like to play. Now, this is not a position that for sure white likes to play here. Are we winning already? I think we have a winning continuation here, so it's time to push the F. Once you see the F, it means you have a winning continuation. Let me double check if this is a win. Yes, it is a win. We push the F. Okay, we have a couple of wins. It's not a very good F because we have just many ways, but still. We push the F. Black is winning. Try to find the win. We have many different wins, but still, try to think what could be the winning continuation here for Black, and then I'm gonna show you because we have many different wins. At least maybe you can find one of this many. So try to think for yourself what could be one of this many wins in the current position, and then we will be discussing the opportunities we have here. I give you a little bit more time to think because we still have 3 minutes on the clock, so it's gonna be enough time for me most probably to win the game. Try to think. We have, I think, 2 easy wins and maybe something else is winning, so we have, yeah, great opportunity here to just finish the game on the spot. Let me place the next move. So we have different ways to win. It is f5, it is h5, because we have, let's say, queen goes away, we have queen takes g3, and you see the queen cannot be taken. And as well, we have this positional win in the current position. Queen c6. What a beautiful move, no? We are attacking the knight on g2. The knight on g2 cannot go nowhere because there is queen h1 with a checkmate. In case queen defends the knight, the bishop is going to fall. So it is game over. Bishop pair in an open position is a beast. And yes, we're winning the game. Our opponent is resigning. Let's go immediately with the next one. In case you're enjoying my comments, like and subscribe to VChess. Especially give us some likes now, so we keep the algorithm going. Next game, next 10-minute game. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Who will be our next opponent? So, HDBM, you asked if I have seen your video. I didn't check the email today morning. I will check immediately after the stream. And yes, if you send us an email, then of course I'm gonna see your video. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for that, HDBM. We have the French. Let's go with the move knight on c3. Knight on f6. Bishop on g5. I like this line with bishop g5, and immediately after the stream I will be checking on the video of HDBM. HDBM promised us some great stuff. Great video made by HDBM. I am very curious about the video, so after my stream I will be checking immediately on that. This is still a theoretical line here of the French, nothing new. I try to be a little better because of this little better structure we have. Usually the idea by black is to play the move c5 or knight on d5. We cannot give our bishop, so we go away on d2. Don't thank me until you see. Hadi, always. Hadi is very modest, sometimes too modest, I would say. So we have this theoretical line. We take here c4, knight on b6. All of this is theory. I think we already had a game like that on the stream. Knight on f6, unusual move because usually the knight goes to b6. After knight on f6, I think we have the option here to play the move knight e5. Let's double check. Queen takes. We have the check. Yeah, this looks massive. Is it good or bad? Looks very good. Let's go, no? Let's go with the move knight on e5, I think. What is the defense for black in the current position? Not sure, because how to defend actually from this queen a4 check next? Queen knight on f6. Very dangerous play by our opponent. Is not looking like the best option that he had. Knight b6 was normal. Now we have this queen a4 coming next. It's going to be so dangerous for black. So, let me read the chat a little bit. Queen on c7. So we still deliver the check on a4. And now we have many options here, very many. We have this nice option of the long castle. Looks so cool to play the long castle. Is it winning to play the long castle? Looks so nice because we get the rook into the game immediately. Also, the move bishop on f4 is looking very good because we have the threat of knight on g6. We have also this kind of bishop a5, b6, long castle now. Take. There is only rook on d8. Also, this looks very promising for white. Maybe it's not a checkmate, but it looks like a checkmate because I can take d7 and I'm winning the game. So, we have to think. We have to think to go crazy with the move bishop a5 because it's a little bit crazy, but it might be just winning the game. To play more solid bishop f4 or to play long castle with a long-term attack. So what would you do here? Please write down your opinion in the chat. Would you go crazy or would you try to be more solid here? I like this bishop a5 because it looks so good to play the move bishop a5. Such a cool play, I think. Just maybe not the best, but anyway I think I'm gonna play it because it's so cool to play the move bishop a5, no? Bishop f4, I do understand this is normal, but bishop a5 is looking so cool. Such a move like bishop a5, we have rarely options to play this move, so let's go with a crazy move, bishop on a5. So let's see. If this is working, it's gonna be a very beautiful game. Bishop on a5. Would you have done bishop a5 or would you have played with the bishop f4? I don't know. Bishop a5 is so cool because it's like a side move in a central position. I think you can feel there is something coming here on the d file next. The queen is under attack on c7. So I think there is queen d6, there is b6 and queen c8 because there's nothing else. Queen c8 looks very passive in my opinion. b6 looks normal, queen on d6 looks normal. Now let's calculate, let's not be lazy. Queen on d6, long castle, take. We have rook takes, queen takes, rook on d1. We are sacrificing the queen because we would like to give a checkmate there. So there is queen f4, check, we go away. Is there a way to defend the knight on d7 for black? Very difficult because also there's no long castle. We have here the bishop. According to the rules of chess, no long castle. We might be doing very well. The next couple of moves will be insane because we have this kind of tactics here. Tactics everywhere, so might be such a cool game in case the tactic is working. This would be super nice because it would be really a cool game. I will show you the full line after we are finishing the game. b6, also very cool line after the move b6. So I will be long castling. You can think already for yourself. The line I mentioned is, I think, a winning line for white, but it is not a simple line to see. So after the game, we will be watching what will happen after the move b6. Maybe still he's gonna play the move b6. Who knows, because maybe he finds nothing better. Okay, queen c8 is not a real option, so we have only queen on d6. Let's double check this. We take, queen takes, we get the rook on d1, attacking the queen. Now, we have only one option, it is check here. We go away. How to defend now the knight on d7? Is there a defense? Queen on c8, very strange play by my opponent because what is his idea? King is so poorly placed now on e8. We have the option long castle, we have the option rook d1, but I think it's better to do long castle because why not to connect the rooks in case we can? What is his idea? He for sure has some idea, I just don't see it. Because rook d1 also feels like a complete win. There is maybe only f6 that can be played. We get the knight on g6, and that's it, I think. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what is the idea of my opponent. I just do the long castle. Maybe there is something that I don't see. Otherwise, we are just winning straight away the game. So, yeah, let me do the long castle. Ooh, I see also a beautiful move, by the way. We have another beautiful move here. In case of f6, I think there is nothing better than to play the move f6. I don't see anything else. There is bishop d6, but then we can simply take on d7. He gives a check, but this endgame is almost lost, I would say. As well, after the move bishop on d6, we can just f6 been played. Yeah, and now we have, in my opinion, very beautiful move here. It's not a move that we have to play, but it's a move that we can play. So I don't know if it's correct to push the F button in the current position, because we have so many good moves. And probably most of them are giving white a winning position, but we have just a very beautiful one. So I give you a little bit time to think about the next continuation here for white. We have a really cool move that is almost finishing the game. Once again, it's not a must, so I don't push our favorite F button, but it's a beauty. So it's a beauty, so it is worth mentioning. Okay, I will be playing the next move. It is the move d5. Look at this beauty, d5. We're not playing immediately the move knight g6. Also a good move, knight on g6. Just get the pawn e6, for example, rook e8 next, rook e1 next. Yes, it is a win, no question asked. Yes, definitely good. But I think d5 is just beautiful, because the knight cannot be taken. We take the pawn on e6, and in case he takes ed, now all this knight g6, knight takes d7 is just getting more powerful, because the king is still on e8. We can also win the game by playing ed, rook takes, he has to take, and we go rook d1. So this kind of endgame after queen on c6 is a very completely winning endgame for white, but I think we will be searching for more than an endgame. Can we win the game directly? Maybe not yet, maybe not yet. So I don't see a direct win, but we have a winning position, so we will be winning the game, most probably. I don't see how to win the game, like, immediately. Maybe there is something, but I don't see this. So we will be winning the game slowly here. He takes, and I think just knight on g6, then we take on d5, and it is basically game over. This is an easy win. We have knight d7, queen d7, rook check, bishop goes to e7. It's pity we cannot take rook takes e7. This is not a win, so we can take d7, queen, king takes king e8, and simply take the pawn. Next move, rook c7. It is complete game over. We have an endgame, which we have 2 pawns up plus okay, 1 pawn, but next pawn is going to fall. There is no way to save an endgame like that for black, so this is easy win. We have also this kind of queen c2 somewhere. At the moment it is not possible, but very soon we have the move knight on g6, simple move. Next, rook on e1. It is, I think that's it. So let's play it. Let's play the move knight on g6. I think the most simple way to finish the game. There is no need for a complication now. Rook on g8. Now we have to find a checkmate. I think first to take on the e5 is looking like a very simple way of winning. Let's calculate till the end. We have the check here. King goes here. We take. King takes. And queen on c2. So black is resigning. Looks like, I think, game over. Maybe we can do even something else, but this is looking like a simple game over, in my opinion. Let's proceed. Rook takes. The most simple play is sometimes the best. We have king f7, so he's allowing us immediately to take on d7. But look at the position, all the white pieces. It's also beautiful here. The black pieces are out of the game, very poorly positioned. So we are winning in the current game. Let's finish the game. I think simply to take is not looking bad at all. So we can take, we can give this check on c2, f5 is the only move, rook on d1, and I think it is game over. Also we have rook d8 winning the queen, which is also enough, so let's play the move rook takes d7. Now we can give this check on c2, this is what I think I'm going to play. We have rook on d8, also winning because the rook on a8 is under attack, but the bishop is completely undeveloped, so there's no reason for that, I think. Let's play simple move, queen on c2 check, f5 is forced, let's get the last piece into the game. Rook on d1, we have still the idea rook on d8, we have the idea g4 next, and that's it. So he plays queen on c6, I think we're gonna go with the move g4. Look at the black pieces. Black pieces are crying in the current position. Black pieces are very upset about their owner. King on g6, bishop on f8, no squares to go. Something went very, very wrong here for black. We have the move queen on f3. Black is fighting. So let's take, because there are so many ways to win the game, but why not just to take the pawn on f5? Now black cannot take the pawn back on f5, that's why I don't know what black is going to play here. I think resignation would be the most normal. To play positions like that, I think it makes you just very upset, because king is running, bishop no moves, every player knows the feeling. Yeah, I'm completely lost, it feels so bad. It feels so bad to play positions like that. King on h5. Wow. King is running. He could not take on f5 because there was this check on d6, take, and we would have won the queen. So now king on h5. King is on the run. That's funny. So, how to give a checkmate here? We have rook on d5, f6 idea. Should be enough, but let's attack the queen. I'm just curious, is it not immediately a checkmate? Maybe we can give checkmate instantly here. So we will be finally finishing the game that is, yeah, with a king on h5. Can we call it even a game? Queen here. Okay, let's go the move bishop d2, so we are winning a tempo. There is a checkmate coming here. Pawn can never be taken. We have the move rook d5. I think we should be able to deliver a checkmate very, very soon. King on h5, so alone. We have this idea, queen on d1 as well. Many ideas here of giving a checkmate. All the white pieces are attacking the king on h5, and the king is so alone. So, let's go here, rook on g3. Attacking the queen on g4. I think it's gonna be a checkmate on the h file very, very soon. King on h5. So alone, so alone. That's over. This is game over of the current game. We have many ways to deliver a checkmate. For example, we have this rook on g1 followed by the move queen d1. So queen gets to check the king from here. We have queen on d3 with idea queen to f3 check, which is also a checkmate. What is better? I don't know, because I think it doesn't matter. So let's go with the move queen on d3. This is over. We would like to win the queen as well. White is attacking the black king with all the pieces. Black king on h5 solo. Rook out of the game, bishop out of the game, rook out of the game. g4, our opponent continues this kind of hopeless fight. We can take or we can win the queen. What is better? I don't know what is better. It doesn't make a difference. We can just take, I think. Checkmate, checkmate. Also checkmate here on d5, yep. Our opponent resigns, and of course this position is very, very upsetting. Let's go back because I wanted to show you this beautiful line here with the move b6. We have this long castle now, very, very beautiful line. Black takes, we take. There is rook d8, the only way to defend the knight on d7. We take, take, and we get the next rook to d1. The d7 rook is falling, and obviously white is winning here because there is no way to defend. Yeah, if queen takes, we give the checkmate. So quite a nice line. So I think it was a cool line with bishop a5. I thought maybe queen d6 is like only, but we still might have this kind of rook takes d4 idea. Queen takes, we have the move rook on d1. So we do the same. For black, I think the only way is to give a check on a 4 and king on b1. So still the pressure on the d7 knight remains. And I don't know if there is a defense. I couldn't find the defense. Maybe there is something. It would be great for black to long castle, but not allowed by the rules of chess. So difficult to see if there's a defense. I couldn't find the defense. Maybe there is, but doesn't look like that. Even if we get knight takes d7 exchange down, but mating attacks should be enough, I think, to be very good in the current position. So I think this is a nice line. In case you like my comments and enjoying the games, please like and subscribe to V Chess. We have nice things on our channel, on our educational channel. So let's go immediately with the next game. Good start today, quite cool games. I see some questions in the chat. Thank you for the good comments. Thank you very much. The question in the chat is, why don't you do horizontal streaming? Because horizontal is just different. We do for the mobile phones, so it is vertical. Horizontal streaming, most people do because they're getting paid for it. On the vertical streams, you're not getting paid by the numbers, so not so many do it, but I think vertical is nicer for most of the people, so that's why we do it. King's Indian with the move bishop g5, so very strange King's Indian. Usually white is not putting the bishop out so early in the game, so we have now g3 without e4. Very, very unusual. Maybe let's go the move c5. So we try to make our bishop stronger. Typical idea for every King's Indian. Bishop on g2, so he is not defending the pawn on d4. I don't know if this is a good idea for white. We have now a couple of options. Okay, easy option is to take. Maybe knight on c6 is also interesting, because here, bishop on g5. I don't know if bishop is doing well on g5. Is it a good bishop or a bad bishop? We have also this move h6. Question is where the bishop goes. So many options. We have also option of taking and playing. This queen on b6 move can be unpleasant, attacking the knight, attacking the pawn. We have queen b6 also immediately. Too many options to choose from. Let's go with simple h6. Just not to get irritated, because once you have so many different options that you have to choose from, the choice is getting too big, and then we start thinking, and then we don't play a move, and then we get into time trouble, and then nothing good is happening. So he's taking on f6. Now we have the monster bishop, so we are doing well with the black pieces, very obviously well. We are so happy once we have the bishop. So no counterparty on the dark squares. Now the game is going to be simple. We try to dominate on the dark squares. That's why I'm playing the move bishop g4. This is going to be domination on the dark squares. I'm trying to provoke somehow this d5 play. D takes c5. Oof. If this is a good move. If this is a good move, because we can even take the knight, and this position is going to be better for black. This kind of pawn structure, not so beautiful. Maybe we might be even doing something smarter in the current position, but I'm not sure that we can do something better, objectively speaking, because it feels so good to go for a position that is clearly better without any kind of counterplay. I think I'm going for it because, yes, it's not a must to give up the bishop on f6 on the long diagonal, but now it just feels so good to do that. Look at this pawn structure. The knight on from f3. No moves forward, only moves that are backward. So I think we are doing here very, very well. Let's play the simple move, queen on c7. Good position for the queen. Let's get the rook into the game. h3. Our bishop can go to e6. We can also take, and to have this kind of knight queen position, which is also a good play for black, but I think maybe we should go away to e6 just to target c4. Why not? Next we have this, and knight on a5. That's it. The pawn on c4 is going to fall. So we play strategic. Let's play strategic game. So no jokes with the guy. We should play just good chess. Rook on b1. He's putting some pressure. We play rook d8. So as we wished, knight gets to a5 and b6. This is our strategy. Let's get the strategy implemented. Let's go. Let's go with a b6, knight on a5 next. What do we have in the chat? By the way, yes, Hadi, I received your email. I received your emails. Thank you very much. I received your email. Let me check if I can download. Yeah, I can download. Hadi BM, thank you very much. I received your email. I'm just checking. After the stream, I will be looking the things. Yeah, thank you very much, Hadi BM. Thanks a lot, man. We have queen on b5. What is happening here after the move knight on a5? Immediately targeting the pawn on c4. What is happening here? I have no idea how he likes to defend the pawn on c4. Is there something that I'm missing, or is the pawn just gone? Knight, only move is to play the move knight on e5. There's nothing else, but we have the c6 somewhere. f6, I mean, looks like a much better position, but we can start with a calm move b6 because I think it makes no difference. Knight a5 is coming next, so we don't need to calculate the move knight on e5. Yes, it would be also good for black, but I just think that the knight on f3 is completely out of the game. The structure cannot last long there. We have knight a5 still that we can play at any given time. I think, for example, now let's go with knight f5. So we are executing the idea that we had already for quite some time, getting to c4 pawns. Very, very good. Very good. Step by step, step by step. So, by the way, Hadi BM, because you're doing great stuff for us for VChess, would you like today to play some game? Last time you almost beat me. Hadi was so close. He had a winning line that he missed. And yesterday, Hadi been a little bit not in shape. Maybe today, Hadi BM, next game, you want to play? Or let me know if you would like to have a game. Hadi BM, big support of us. Thank you very much for that. Bishop on f1, so passive, so passive. Still, we have to break through in the current position. It is not over yet, but we have, for example, funny moves like king g7, just to make the position slightly better, because there is no counterplay. There is no nothing that white can do here. So let's put first positions to the best squares. And then we're gonna take away the material. So let's see what we have in the chat, because for me it's a little bit difficult to see the chat if the writing is small. Too much text, very difficult to read, to play, to talk. Hadi BM is playing with us. Okay, Hadi, but chess is about fighting. In case you do not like to be a fighter, how can you improve in chess? It's not possible. Chess is sports. So we play the next game against Hadi BM, one of our biggest supporters. Hadi is a good player, so it's gonna be an interesting game, I think. Alright, now, next, we deserve to win the pawn on c4. We waited so long to take the pawn. Okay, now finally we are taking the pawn. So, we won the pawn. Our strategy is almost at its peak, because next is to finish the game. We're pawn up, we're doing way better. Let's just go back. Beautiful bishop here as well, targeting somewhere something. The knight is still out of the game. There is a check, but check can be just f6. No more checks. h3 is under attack. He is literally not caring about the pawn on h3. This is a mistake. So now we will be taking the pawn on h3. So because of this very, very big positional advantage that we managed to get, now we have this kind of tactical options to finish the game with the move bishop on f5. Everything is falling apart. So this is what is very, very common. First, we build up positional advantage, and then position of our opponent is falling apart because we have some little tactics, left, right. So we are able to collect material, and it is game over. So I think this kind of tips, please remember it for your own games. It will help you very, very much. Patience, very important. Build up good positional advantage with the right plan, and the execution then by winning some extra material. So please don't think that positional advantage is enough to win the game. No, it's not. It just gives you opportunity to win the game. Now after the move f3, we have just simply, we can take the pawn, or we can take first here, then we're gonna take the pawn, for example this. The game is over, so I think our opponent is going to resign next because there is no hope. So we can take, then the pawn on e7 can be easily defended, for example, by king f7. So we take here, it's a check. Next, we will play simple move, king on f7, defending the pawn on e7, very good move. No checks, no nothing. There's rook on d2 coming next. We are 3 pawns up. So even h5, h4, h3, h2 is enough to win the game. So no counterplay, no checks, no threats, nothing. We are controlling the full board, because we had the good plan and because we are well positioned. So we played well positionally. That's why we have now this kind of options to control the full board. In case we would not play good positionally, then our opponent would have always a counter. And here you see, for example, this pawn structure. We did not play the move a6, then the b6 theoretically would be weak somewhere. So we have the best pawn structure available. That's why it looks so easy, but actually it's not so easy, believe me. To play well positionally is not easy at all. So I hope that my streams are helping you with your own games, helping you getting to a next level as a chess player. It takes time, chess takes time. You cannot get very quickly to the next level because chess is such a complex game. I think many people underestimate how complex actually chess is. That's why it takes time, but we are here discussing a lot of fundamentals on the stream, and these fundamentals are giving you the chance of making the next steps in the right direction. In case you think so, please give us some likes and subscribe to VChess. We have queen on g4. Okay, I can of course keep the queens on the board, but why not just to get the rook on the second rank. Always get the rook on the second rank in case you can, because it's just so good here on the second rank. Now we will be collecting some more pawns of white. This position is hopeless. We can also get the king to e4. Also this is completely hopeless. So an easily winning position. I could have kept the queens on the board, but why? There is no reason to find the quickest way to win. Always search for the safest way of winning. As you can see, we are collecting, and yeah, soon white will have simply no pawns on the board. So let's get the pawn c4 and the pawn on g4. No pawns left for white. What a position. Actually, I think we never had so many pawns up. We have now 5 pawns up in a rook endgame. Wow. 5 pawns, unbelievable. This is funny. And let's go. Let's go with our 5 pawns. Very funny. I think we never had this kind of massive advantage that 5 pawns simultaneously walking. This is cool. Let's just move all the pawns forward. Of course, we have easier ways, but it's just so beautiful. We ever had something like this? I think not yet, not yet. So I will be just advancing with all the pawns, just for fun. Just to get all the pawns here forward. And let's see what happens. Now, let's get the pawns forward. What a domination by the black pawns. Incredible. Let's get all the pawns promoted. F5 next. What a beautiful position. Let's win the pawn on E3 next. Just that we have something spectacular, because we never had, I think, 6 pawns. 6 pawns more. We never had it even once, I think. So this is so nice. All the pawns are walking. So funny. We never had it. Let's see if we can bring all the pawns to the 4th rank. Just as a matter of for fun. Of course, it is not a must, but the pawns are almost there. Look at that. Look at this. Our opponent is hoping for a stalemate. Not sure if he will manage to get a stalemate. Knight. I see proposals of knight, stuff like that, but yeah, maybe interesting, but I need to change the function on chess.com because I have auto queen. So we cannot do the knight because I need to change the functions in chess.com. Okay, no reason for this kind of things. He is sacrificing his rook. What happens in case I take? He needs to go back. So, all right, let's take. G3. Still, he has a couple of moves left. We never had a position like this, not even once. I don't know why he's playing, because I think it's very unpleasant to play this position with the white pieces, because, okay, you feel like, well, you don't feel very good here. Let's get all the pawns to the 2nd rank to have something special. Okay, I think we played enough. This is enough. Let's give a checkmate. So, game is over. Game is over. All in all, I think it was a beautiful game. Okay, this is of course just fun, but usually I don't do the things like that, but just he could have resigned earlier, so yeah. Okay, Hadi BM, challenge me please, Hadi. Let's go. We play against Dr. Blonde Man, Hadi BM. Let's go. Ah, finally I'm white against Hadi. I'm white. So, let's go with the move e4. Hadi almost managed to beat me the last time. It was so close. Hadi had a winning move, by the way. So, it was a great game. Let's see what we have today. If it's gonna be another very close fight, or maybe... in any case, let's go. We have the French. We have the French. Let's see which line Hadi BM is going to choose to play. Knight on c3 is the very main. So black has bishop b4 as a main, knight f6 as a main, d takes e4 as the main. I want to see some support in the chat for Hadi BM. Where is the support for Hadi? Hadi BM, the flag carrier of the chat. Make some noise for Hadi BM. We have the French with d takes e4, so very playable line, knight on f3. Very safe line for black, so in good case or in bad case, this is going to be just a little bit better position for white. Very little advantage. Bishop d3, one of the main moves. c5, all is theory. Hadi BM, excellent. Hadi BM knows the best lines of theory. This position is still well known. A lot of games here. Now, with white pieces, we have a couple of plans. We have one plan with queen e2, rook on d1. The other plan is first to take on c5, which I'm gonna play now because bishop e7 was played. Another idea for black would be to take first on d4. So we have this kind of position now that queen e2 is usually the way to play with white and get this bishop g5 c3. Then we try to do something on the long diagonal eventually, or to put the knight on e5, and the idea of rook to d1 is also very common. So we have to think. Usually knight on e5 is one of the best options. Beautiful knight, then we get this rook on d1 and we're trying to attack the queen, and the question is where the queen is gonna go. In case queen goes somewhere to c7, then we have this bishop f4, which is coming out with a tempo. Not easy. Black has to be very precise here to equalize. Yes, these positions are very close to be equal, but black has to be very precise. So there is quite a difficult job in front of Hadi to equalize in the current position. He has to be precise. If Hadi is not precise, we're gonna get very quickly with our pieces, very active, and then it is getting tricky. So in case you like to play this sort of positions with black, you must understand that first you have to be very precise to equalize. And once you equalize, then you go for this very long-term game, some endgame, and yeah, very long game. One of the greatest specialists in this position for a very long time has been Georg Meyer, the German player. He was always having 2-6-50 elo, very good player, extremely well prepared. So in case you like to play this kind of French positions, take a look at the games of Georg Meyer. One of the heroes of the structures. Nobody could beat him in the structure. He was holding them so well that even some people stopped to play this kind of lines against him because nobody could beat him. Not even the very top level guys. We have the move a6. I am not sure. It feels a little bit too slow to play the move a6 because usually in this position you don't need the move a6. b6, bishop b7 is the main plan. a6 is not helping much to get out the bishop from c8. So a6, not sure. It is too careful. Let's go with the move rook d1 as we promised. So first of all, there is bishop takes h7 coming next. Now we have the move queen c7, and as I mentioned, the problem of the move queen c7 is the move bishop f4. So we get another tempo here. Position is getting very dangerous for Hadi BM because of this move a6. It gives me sort of couple of tempos, okay, let's say one tempo, but each tempo can be decisive when you're playing structures where your development is just a bit worse, and the bishop on c8 obviously is stuck on c8, so your development is worse. Be very cautious with this kind of positions. If you want to play these positions with black, you must be like very cautious, because things can go very easily in a bad direction and very quickly. For example, here, bishop on d6, is it good or is it bad? Do we have some kind of tactical options to solve bishop on d6? Because we have some nice tactics here, just I am not sure that the tactic is working. Let me double check, because we have a beautiful tactic in the current position, but it might be not working yet. Yes, it is not working. So bishop d6, good move by Hadi, but it is so dangerous. So dangerous, because we have a nice idea. I will tell you the idea so you can think a little bit for yourself. The idea is bishop takes h7, knight has to take, because in case king takes, we have queen d3 check, and we take the bishop. So bishop h7 idea is in the air. Now knight takes, we are taking on d6, queen d6, but we have no good move with a knight. So once we have the good move with a knight, it might be extremely dangerous for black. So next, we have a couple of options here to play. We have the move c4, which is looking pretty logical. We have somewhere this kind of knight on g4 idea, because bishop has to take, we take, there is taking, then we attack the king. But at the moment I think it is not working yet. So we have the move like c4, preparation, we have the move g3, preparation. There is some kind of knight on d5 idea by Hadi. Knight on d5, we should not let knight get to d5. So let's go with the move c4, I like it, because we have a couple of ideas in one. We have idea knight on d5, we stop it. Number one, idea c5 somewhere. So Hadi has to calculate this move c5 all the time. b6, smart way, but the question is, can we play some this super tricky knight on g4? Can we play the bishop c2 idea? Because rook takes d6 might be working sometime. Can we go with the move queen on f3, followed by the move queen on h3? Straight mating idea. So many ideas. So many ideas. Always this kind of choice is so difficult to make when you have many different options. So let's think. Queen f3, queen h3 is looking nice. I like it, but it's not immediately deciding the game. Knight on g4. Take. Looks like a great attack because we have this queen e4 taking the rook also on a8, but is it a win? This is the question. To play bishop c2 feels like it feels nice to play bishop c2. We have somewhere this rook takes d6 now, even more. But is it all a win? Maybe it's not a win. So we have still this queen f3, queen h3, so tempting. Many options. What should I do here? What should I do when we have so many options to play the next move? I don't see a mate, so this is pity, because it looks like so close that white is capable of giving a checkmate, but no, there is no checkmate. I think I'm gonna play the move bishop on c2, or should we get the queen there? To get the queen is also so tempting, but there's knight e5 hanging, a rook is... I don't know. Okay, let's go with the move bishop c2. Let's go positional play here. Bishop on c2. I would like to double on the d file. Idea number one. Idea number two might be still somewhere this rook takes d6, because at some moment this move might be working already. Always this knight on rook on d6 in the air. Maybe we should also just play the positional bishop g3. We might be doing a little better with the idea knight g4. Actually, maybe I should have played bishop g3. Maybe it was better to play bishop on g3 with the idea knight on g4. Alright, now let's continue. So I think I have the move rook on d3. Looks good. Let's get the rook towards the black king. Slowly, we are moving our pieces to give a checkmate to Hadi BM, if this is going to work. Let's see. Bishop e4. Oh, I think we are winning now after the move bishop e4. This is not the best. I think we are able to push the F button. Boom. Try to think for yourself. White is winning now. Bishop e4. Good idea by Hadi, but this move is played way too quick. Hadi played it instantly. He should have double checked, I think, the next move of white. White to play. White is winning. Try to find for yourself. We have comments in the chat. Queen f3 losing a piece. I thought that rook a8 is hanging, so it was not losing a piece, but obviously, yeah, not the best queen f3. In this you are correct. Solomon was asking, what about queen on b6? I think there was knight c4 in a lot of lines, so yeah. So the F been pushed. White to play. Please give me your ideas. We have a nice idea here with the white pieces, and it is, for those of you who found it, very good. For those of you who tried to find and didn't, well, you have to do a little bit more tactics. I think it is rook takes d6. We are taking the bishop because now, in case of bishop takes, we have this rook c6 intermediate move. So queen has to take, and we will be taking the bishop on e4 next. So this is what we do. We take the bishop on e4. With this, we won the two pieces for the rook, which gives white big advantage. So Hadi BM been playing very well, and then in tactics he missed the tactic. Now I'm able to take the rook on a8, and it is game over because we have just a full piece up. So good fight, and then just one mistake and that's it. So this is how it goes. Chess is brutal. Chess is absolutely brutal. You can fight so well, then one mistake, boom, you are gone. So let's see if Heidi BM is going to continue the game being a piece down, or he sees no chances. So he continues fighting. All right. So we have the piece up. The bishop is hanging. Let's defend the bishop. Let's play the simple moves. Bishop on g3. Then we get the knight back on f3, for example. Then we're going to change on d1 all our pieces next. So we have to choose simple ways of converting our advantage. And our advantage is massive in the current position. Rook on d1 is coming next. Piece up. No obvious compensation. We still have 3 minutes 23 on the clock, so still enough time in the current position to be cautious. Everything is going good. Heidi BM with this blunder was a decisive blunder after quite a good defense. Chess is so complex. One mistake, that's it. For those of you who found the move rook d6, yeah, excellent. Excellent. Rook takes bishop. Yeah, indeed. We had this rook takes bishop. Solomon is saying, oh, I don't want to be F-buttoned. Solomon, we played already a couple of games. And yeah, sometimes we have a position where we can push the F because there is some kind of tactical idea that is winning. So we push the F. So welcome everyone to VChess. Who is new to our channel, like and subscribe. We have an educational channel. I'm usually playing rapid games and discussing the tactical ideas, positional ideas, openings, so you get the basics from all kind of different openings and positional positions, which eventually gives you some edge in your own practical games. Dr. Blonde Man is still considering what to play next. We have the move h6 been played. Let me cover the d file. So rook is on the d file. There is no comeback from the current blunder by Dr. Blonde Man a couple of moves ago. All I need to do is to be safe. So we are trying to be safe. Next h3 to be ultra safe. We will be converting the advantage of an extra piece. So b5, h3, just to be sure that we're not blundering somewhere a checkmate on the last rank. So b5. Next, we're going to change a couple of pieces. For example, knight on d7 or queen on e3. Just to change. This is what we're going to do next. Yes, there are faster ways of winning the position, but we don't care about being fast. We care about being safe. Take. Next, queen is under attack. So the queen has to be moved somewhere. Where to move the queen? To change the queen, this kind of endgame is hopeless, obviously. So where to move the queen? Is there a way for black to get any kind of counterplay? Doesn't look like that. So we continue hunting down the queen, because in case we change, it is getting more easy to win. Queen on a7. This is, of course, the right way to play for black. Black should be doing everything possible to avoid change of queens. Next, we should, I think, be able to get even more active. So, for example, knight on d7, then black knight is getting to d5. I think this is the idea. Not a bad idea, but it's not enough because we have a piece up position here. So, what should we do? What should we do? Knight on d5 is coming. Maybe to play rook on d6. So, in case of knight on d5, we have rook on d7 next. So our rook continues being very active. The queen on a7 cannot do much. The rook from a8 cannot do much. a5, a4. Eventually the idea of Hadi, but the position slowly is becoming unplayable in my opinion. So let's go knight on c4, knight on b6 somewhere, or bishop on e5. Slowly we are moving our pieces into the final positions, after which we will be having some kind of winning continuation. Now we can take, of course. Why not to take, actually? So we are taking the pawn on a4, a5, and we have here an easy win. I will not be pushing the F button because we already pushed once the F button. Of course, we can just take the queen and win the game, but there's more nice win. It is to give a check with a rook on d8. And that's it. After check on d8, quite typical tactical idea. Next, we are taking the rook on a8. And we have just too many extra pieces on the board. Now it is the rook. Rook extra. Rook extra is too much to handle. Next, queen on d straight check is being played. That's it. That's it. There is no way to save the game now for Hadi, but a good fight. We have to show strong support in the chat for Hadi BM, who fought very good, but just the position been too bad. And yeah, after the tactical rook takes d6, there was no way to save the game. So it's a good fight from Hadi BM, just there was nothing to be done. So bishop on e5. We're aiming for this kind of checkmate on the dark squares. And yeah, now we can deliver a checkmate with the rook. Good fight from Hadi BM. Except, of course, this kind of bishop e4, rook d6, and Hadi played it so quick, just 15 seconds is not enough. Before you play something very important, try to take your time. Of course, the idea to change the bishops is correct. But yeah, in case you have a good positional idea, you have to double check the tactics. Finally, we have the move rook d6. So what I would advise to Hadi BM, number one, I think to play bishop e7 is not the best move order. I think the best move order is to take on the e4. Then, in case you have this position a6, you're just giving me the tempo. So don't play the move a6. a6 is needed in case white would like to put something on b5, because in this position a6 is just a weakness. In theory, in case you play a6, b6, the pawn on a6 is just going to be weak. So it is always better directly to try to play the move b6. So for example, queen c7, same idea as you played in the game, and then to play the move b6, get the bishop out from c8 as fast as you can. Still, you must be very cautious, of course, in the current position, but this is a normal way to play the positions with the black pieces. In case you want to check the position even more, check the games of Georg Meyer. He is a superstar of the French with d takes e4. Georg Meyer was a hero. He played it so well. All right, let's go with our next game, 10-minute challenge. So Hadi was fighting very well, but what to do? Yeah. Welcome, Hadi. Thank you very much for the support. Hadi BM always with us. So next game. Let's see who will be our opponent and what are we going to see on the board. By the way, quite funny rating here, 27777. We have the 777 in our rating. We are playing black pieces. Our opponent is playing the move e4. Let's go with aggressive c5. Knight f3, knight on c6. Sicilian defense. Take. And let's go with the move queen on b6. I like this line, queen on b6. Little line, not the best line ever, but quite an interesting line to be played. So queen on b6. Please do not ask for a chess game, because this is not the way it goes. I'm playing against the We Chess supporters. For those of you who are here with us, who are actively supporting us in the chat, etc. So for example, Hadi BM, he made a video that I'm going to check after the current game. So I'm very curious what Hadi BM did. I will be checking it after the stream. One of the options of supporting the stream. So be part of the VChess family and I will be playing you. But Just don't ask for the games because it makes no sense. Bishop on b4. We have here the pin. Knight takes e4 is the next move of black, and d5. Very typical. Please remember the move d5. This is the typical way of playing the current positions. We get d5 in case we can play the move d5. Black is doing well. So for those of you who are playing the Sicilian, I think you know it. d5 so important, and from the side of white, never let it happen, obviously. Knight on d5, so well positioned. There is this pressure with a bishop from b4. In case of long castle, it feels so dangerous because we can take here, then we get the bishop on e3. Very important to get the bishop on e3. Beautiful position for black. Blunder7009 is saying, I found a mistake in the app. Is that support? Yes, of course. Of course. In case you find some mistakes, please send us an email. We will try to make the app better. Of course. Thank you very much. In case you find somewhere a mistake, yeah, please send us, because of course it's difficult to make an app without mistakes because the app has almost, I think, 10,000 puzzles. So of course there is some puzzles which are having a mistake. Very difficult to avoid that. We just play the calm short castle. We could have gone maybe with a move queen e5, but why not to do short castle? Now we have the long castle, and we have the queen e5 idea. Looks very good. Attacking the bishop, we can simply take here on c3. Also, this position is looking very good. So I don't know what is the best way to play here with black. Maybe let's go with the move queen e5. It feels pretty good to put the queen on e5. We are attacking the bishop. We are attacking the c3. So yeah, it looks like much better position already for black. In Sicilian defense, don't let black play the move d5 easily. Once black has d5 on the board, it's getting just way too tricky. Why not bishop takes c3, messing up the pawns? Yes, of course, bishop c3 is a good move, but maybe queen e5 is even better. So the bishop takes c3 is not running away from us. We can still do it next, and we would like also to take knight takes c3, so both is looking good. Sometimes we have different ways of getting a better position, so we have to choose just one move out of many good options. Sometimes not an easy task, so... And sometimes it's also just a matter of taste if you're going for one position or the other, so... my taste is with a move queen on e5. That's why I played it. Bishop on d4. Now we just take the bishop here. And we are doing just so well in the current position. Knight takes. And we can take with a bishop and we can take with a knight. Both is looking great. I don't know what is better. Maybe to take even with a knight looks more easy, or maybe we should take with nothing because we can get this bishop d7 followed by the move rook c8, so we can keep this deadly pin here for white by playing bishop on d7. I like the move bishop d7 personally because we still keep the option of taking with a bishop or with a knight depending on what white is going to play next. Rook on e1, he's targeting my queen. Yes, it is a good defense by our opponent. Now, should we take, or still the move rook c8 is very dominant. Also, queen c7 is very nice because we're attacking the c3 with all we have. I like it. I like the move queen on c7. It seems like rook c8 also coming next. This pin is going to decide the game. This is a deadly pin here. In case of knight takes d5, we have intermediate move bishop takes with a check. So there is no way to take the knight on d5. Position is looking so good. So let's see. What do we have? In case you have some questions, please do ask them in the chat. In case I see your sentence, I'm always answering. In case I don't see what you have wrote, we have many good people here in the chat that are able to answer most of your questions. We can take with the knight on or with the bishop on c3. I think it does not really matter, so let's take with a knight. Next move is to take with the bishop on c3. I think it is just a game over now. So quite a quick game. But it's all because of this d5. He let me play the move d5. And yeah, now white is out of options basically. With white in Sicilian, never let it happen. Now after queen on e3, we have many winning continuations, but we have a very simple one here. Try to think for yourself. So I will be pushing the f. Boom. We have an easy way to win the game immediately. Of course, we can take on e1. This is winning, but we have something better. I give you 20 seconds to think about the next move of black. We have something better than just taking the rook. Yes, it is enough to win the game, but just there is another way that is immediately finishing all the hopes of white. So it is game over. And it is queen on b6. Very good. For those of you who see the move queen b6, yeah, I see the chat. Excellent, excellent, very good. Queen on b6, because the knight cannot be moved. We have here queen takes e3. Excellent. Queen on b6. A beautiful last move of the game. So knight on b3, we take the queen. There is bishop b5, but we can just collect the material. So we're gonna take the rook, then we're gonna take the bishop. It's gonna be a full rook up, so hopeless for white. There is nothing that our opponent is capable of doing in the current position. We can expect very soon resignation. Yes, he resigns already, so quite a nice little victory. Let's go immediately with the next game. In case you like my comments and you like the content on me chess, like and subscribe to the channel to enjoy and to get your chess to the next level. Let's start this time with the move e4, like against HDBM. Let's go with the move e4. Let's see which opening. Again, French. Ooh, the same like against HDBM. I just said. Let's go e4. And maybe it is the second account of HDBM. Could it be? Could it be the second account? Probably not. Also DE, so very similar position. Very, very similar position. Maybe a secret account. Let's see. H6, so we had it already in the current stream. Seems to be very popular opening for black. I don't know, why is it so popular? Because in my opinion, white is just doing a little bit better in the current position. So bishop d3, the usual setup here. And in most of the cases, we will be playing with a move long castle. So we're getting ready to long castle, queen d2, queen e2, both is possible. Let's go with the move queen on e2 and the long castle. We will see crazy attack on the black king in just a couple of moves. It's not visible yet that I would like to attack, but it will be visible very, very soon. So a5, strange move. I don't know why to play the move a5. Now long castle. So we are getting ready. You will see a massive attack on the black king with all the white pieces. So let's see what happens next here. There's a question, so, sir, don't you afraid of sharp Sicilian lines, and why not prefer playing solid Caro-Kann? As I already said during a lot of streams, we don't have such thing as being afraid. So if you want to become a good chess player, you have to be like water. It means you have to adapt. If there is something, then okay, let me describe it like that. You have a chance to attack, you attack. You have to defend, you defend. There is no pre-plan before the game. It does not exist. This is only a bad strategy in case you say, today I will play a very calm game. But maybe it's not a calm game. Maybe you have to push, so you cannot play a calm game. So this kind of pre-strategy is not the way to become a good chess player. You have to adapt. If you have a chance to attack, attack. If you have defense, defend. Don't pre-plan your strategy. It is not working. Now we have a4. Let's go with the move c4 now. I would like to get rid of the knight on d5. So let's see what happens next. Knight can take on e3, and then we take with the pawn, and we'll go with it h4 and g5. Heidi BM is saying, I hate playing against a king's pawn. I sorted the French defense as a last resort. I tried everything else. Heidi looks a bit disappointed with the black pieces in general. I think Heidi BM, again, opening does not play such a big role. Try to understand the positions better you're playing, and things are going to be alright. Bishop on b1 or king on b1. I like the move bishop on b1 because we are not giving any kind of counter chances here to black. b3, king on c1, pretty safe. Next, boom, on the king side. I have told you a couple of moves ago, we will go crazy on the king side, and this is what we're gonna do next. First, we block the counterplay of our opponent. Next, we go crazy on the king side. This is our idea, and we might fulfill it next. b5. He also tries to play good game, good move b5 and c5. Let me just block everything, so I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to be strong on the king side. Next, we will be starting our, I hope, decisive attack on the king side. Still, the bishop is here, so let me play the move rook on g1 because I don't want to get some kind of tricky stuff here on the long diagonal. I think we're doing very safe with the king on c1. There are no direct threats, at least I don't see the direct threats. We will be pushing, and once we start pushing, we will be we will be unstoppable. There will be no end of the mating attack by white. Black has to find something to prevent this mating attack, because once it starts, it is just game over. Queen on d5, attacking the knight on f3, but why is it a good play? Because we have the move knight on e5. What is the idea by black? Is there something that I'm missing? Because otherwise the move queen f5 is making not much sense. There is some kind of bishop c5 idea, maybe. Still, we will push the move g5. I think it is just game over, so let's go with the move knight e5 or rook g3. Careful or not so careful? I think knight on e5, I don't see tricks. So knight on e5, beautiful square for the white knight. We also have ideas of f3, bishop e4, just in case. We have bishop takes h6 somewhere. We have g5 coming next. So many different threats. It would be very surprising for black to survive in the current position. We also have nice defensive ideas like knight on d3, get rid of the knight on b4 in case we need it, but maybe we can play without it. Bishop c5 as we saw it, but I think this is just a checkmate, so we play the move g5. There's no way to save the game. In my opinion, it looks like just a game over. Is it so? Let's double check, because maybe there's something else. A bishop takes is very good, so also f3 is very good. Too many good options. One of them has to be winning. Maybe actually f3 is the most precise, because how to defend against bishop e4? Is there something black can do against the move bishop on e4? Also, this is looking very good, the move g5, because probably there's just one move. So g5, bishop d6, there is nothing else. We will be taking. And this is a checkmate coming next. So there is only queen on c6, check. Maybe not so simple. This is maybe not so simple. Actually quite strange, because it should be completely winning. But not so simple. So maybe we play now the move f3 with the idea bishop on e4 to win the bishop on b7. Is there defense after the move f3? It looks like a win, but maybe actually it is a win. So g5, this I take, bishop e5. There's just HG. Maybe it is actually a win. There might be no defense for black after taking there. Yes, it is a win. So quite a nice win. Bishop d6, we take, and we play taking on g7 because there is this bishop h7 idea. There is no defense. Yeah, there is no defense. Queen c6, check. Just king d2. There is no check. There is no nothing. So we are winning, I think, in both continuations. I don't see a defense after f3. I don't see a defense after g5. We have to choose f3 or g5. Both seems to be very, very good for white. Yes, position is a bit complex, but it is a win. So let's play the move g5, I think, because our calculation seems to be correct. I don't see a defense for black in case we get gh. It is game over. So we execute the strategy that we started so long ago, and our strategy has been simple: to deliver a checkmate to the black king. And it seems like we are delivering a checkmate. I don't see a defense after the move g5. I saw that bishop d6 is the only way, but I think we take, bishop takes, and then we have ag or rook takes g7, which leads to more or less same checkmate. The king is pretty safe on c1. There are no checks. There is no nothing to the king on c1. Still, the bishop is under attack somewhere. In case black let us play the move gh, it's going to be a checkmate. I don't know. I don't know how to defend the current position with the black pieces. Black has to find something instant, but quite an interesting game, I think, all in all, yeah? Quite interesting what is going on the chessboard in the position. In case of h5, I think we can just take the pawn. And this queen h7 is going to be almost a checkmate. So I don't see how h5 is helping black. I think it is game over. There is nothing black can do not to get checkmated. But again, let's see. Sometimes it is looking like a game over, but it is not. He goes bishop d6. Yes, we expected this move to happen. Now we take. And I think we are winning the game. Yeah, this is a win. I will be pushing the F button here because it is a beautiful win, or it is not a win. Let's double check, because it would be terrible if I'm telling you guys it is a win, but then it is not a win. But I think it is a win. I'm quite confident that it is a win. Yes, it is a win, but actually only one move is winning here. So boom. We have a winning continuation. Try to think for yourself, what is a win for white? There is, I think, just one win. Maybe there are two different wins, but I see just one win. So try to find it for yourself. I give you 20 seconds more because I have to play move. Still, the position is crazy complicated here. So try to think for yourself. White to play. We have eventually a winning continuation here. In case you like this kind of crazy games and my analysis, like and subscribe to VChess. We are a growing chess community. We're doing excellent because we have good guys in the chat. So it's very, very nice to see how well VChess community is growing and what kind of beautiful community actually we are having here. And the winning continuation. I hope you had some time to think. Yes, it is very, very complicated. I think the only winning move here is to take a G. So this is what we've been planning to play already quite some time ago. The thing is that in case I would have take with a rook, bishop takes, and to play the move queen g4, it looks like it is a win. But in fact, there is queen g2 defense, unbelievable defense, because the bishop from c6 is defending the queen. So this is not a win. I could have gone rook g7, bishop takes, rook g1. Yeah, this is possible. Maybe it is also a win, but this is much more direct. We have a direct mating threat. So I will not tell you yet what is a direct mating threat, because it would be beautiful if we can push against the F button. Yes, it is an F. It is an F, and we push it. Boom. There is a checkmate on the board. Unavoidable checkmate. This is what we've been playing for. Very, very beautiful checkmate. White to play. White wins. Write down your answers. We have such a beautiful checkmate now on the board. Please think about it. We have still 3 minutes on the clock, so I give you 30 seconds to check out if you can deliver this kind of checkmate. So beautiful. The strategy of white comes through. You remember when very early stage of the game I said we are going to play for checkmate, and yes, we are playing for the checkmate, and we managed to checkmate. I see the chat is very active. So nice to see that you're participating, that you are here with me. Great to see that. And bishop h7 check. Very nice that you see this kind of things. Excellent. Great to see. King takes. Now we have two different checkmate options. We have g8 queen, and we have the queen h5 followed by the move queen h8. It doesn't matter how to checkmate, so let me give the queen h5 check. King goes back and checkmate. So very nice game, I think. We had a good strategy. Finally, we delivered a checkmate, and we have an offer for a rematch. Okay, let's go with a rematch because I think it's always fair to give your opponent a chance for rematch. So e4, e5. We have a rematch against the same opponent. Knight on c6. And we have this opening with d4, so it is a scotch. Knight on f6, main line of the scotch. Take. The main line goes with the move e5. Yes, queen e7, all is theory. Knight on d5. h4 move, and let's go with the move a5. I don't know why people like this move h4 so much. It is sort of a trendy line because Nepomniachtchi been playing it, I think, and some games of Kramnik, but all in all, looks ridiculous to play the move h4, to be honest, because it feels at least strange, not to say worse than that. So c4, knight on b6, simple move. Next is f6 or d6. The scotch opening. For a long time I had no scotch here on the stream. Now we have the scotch. The move h4 is playable again. A lot of games on the move h4, but to me it feels so weird. People play the move h4 because computers are suggesting the move h4, but all in all, I don't think it is a right decision to play this kind of crazy h4. So unnatural. Yes, again, computer says it's good, but sometimes we have to think for ourselves, and by the logic there is no sense in playing the move h4 whatsoever. So I don't think it is a great option, but yeah, it's playable. Queen on e6, normal idea, boom, idea, boom. So we will be targeting now the structure of white. We could have gone with the move f6, I think would be also pretty equal, but I think we can go for more than equal in the current position. Because h4, why is there h4 on the board? Very difficult to understand. Maybe better to call it impossible to understand, because yes, computers are playing the move h4. So what we are, no engines, we're normal people. So for someone who is not an engine, to understand the move h4 becomes an impossible task. Let's go with a simple bishop on b4, beautiful bishop. Next a4, I think, is looking very good because we are opening the a file, and we can ask our opponent, are you happy with your move h4? Is h4 well positioned? I think he is not very happy with his move h4 because it looks like, why did I play it? Now we are here opening the a file. Obviously, this would be great for black. If we can open the a file, short castle, there will be later some f6, d5. We're gonna push in the center very soon, and yeah, it's gonna be difficult to play for white. No, I absolutely don't hate the move h4. I just want to give you an example that human is not an engine. Even if engine suggests you that, yes, h4 is the best, you have to think, wait, do I play the move h4? So what comes after? And this is a difference between human and engine. There are many lines that can be played very well by engines, but cannot be played by humans. And this is where a lot of, let's say, not professional chess players are making the mistake. They see suggestion, person This says this is the best because it is the first line of the engine, so I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna be doing well. This is a huge mistake. This is not the way it goes. There are many lines where you have, let's say, engine saying white is better, but white is actually almost lost in a practical game. And you have, of course, reversed. So objective evaluation of the position by an engine and your practical approach to the game can be so different. Yeah, can make a huge difference. It can be not even close. We have the move g3, so it's time to push d5, or it's time just to grab the pawn on e5. I think let's go for the pawn. Let's go for the pawn on e5. Feels good in case the guy is going to play the move f4. It looks terrible. The position of the white king on e1. Look at that. Yeah, f4, maybe no other way to stop black from winning the pawn. And now we can push the move d5. We can push the move d6 to collapse everything of white in the centers. I see the move bishop h3 coming somewhere, but we have the move queen g6, so easily solves all the issues with the move bishop h3. Should we go with the move d6? Should we go with the move d5? I don't know. Both is looking just so good for black here. Maybe let's go with the move d5. Feels a bit more active. Not a must. Not a must. So I don't know. I don't know what is better, d6, d5. I think it is already not so important because we're doing just so well. Let's go with the move d5. Let's push. Let's go forward. d5. Let's go. I think we have a nice position here. So let's see. We have the king in the center. So this is our target. Let's target the king in the center. It feels the king is in trouble. All the black pieces are, I think, pretty nicely positioned. So we have this kind of idea. We have this kind of idea. We have this kind of idea just to get the pawn on b3. We have d4, of course, as an option, maybe for later. Many options here for black. Many options. To play this position with white also feels so unpleasant. You have the king in the center. All the black pieces are trying to get to your king. That's not good. That's not good. In case you like my comments and you're new to VChess, we have educational chess content here as well. Check the shorts. We have excellent shorts on the YouTube channel because these are all, or majority of them, is endgame shorts, good positions, cool ideas. So you can enjoy one short per day. Keeps your endgame healthy. Check them out. We are trying to focus here on making you a better chess player, at least give you some thoughts about that there are different perspectives on how to become a better chess player and not only the mainstream which tells you do openings and you will be a better chess player, which is nonsense. Of course, they try to sell you some product, which is normal, but as in most of the cases, the product is not really needed. So we have the move h5, quite a good play by our opponent. He's aiming for this bishop h3. Well, bishop h3, yes, it is good plan, but how much of a help is it? We can still play the move queen g4, for example. We can still go with the move d takes c4, which is also looking very good. We have the queen f5, queen on c8, c2, very active play. I like it because we are just so active after the move queen on f5. Maybe actually I should play it to get the queen to c2. Feels so good. Let's calculate if we have some kind of winning continuation on the spot. I don't see it, so maybe queen on f5 is actually the best, or rook h3 is the best, just to take the pawn, or to take and bishop a6 winning the pawn. Okay, let me win the pawn. I think I'm going for the pawn. I'm so greedy sometimes. If I see I can win some material, I am just going for it. So let me win the pawn, and then let's see what happens later. I'm taking here on c4 because I don't see the way white wants to prevent the c4 pawn from falling. We will be having a pawn up, which is in most of the cases enough almost to win the game. So let's take the pawn on c4, bishop on h3. I can sacrifice here, but I think there is no need for that. So let's play the silent queen on c7. We get the queen on c5 next. And I believe the pawn c4 will be gone. It means that white will be in trouble. Question is how much trouble. This we are going to see very, very soon, but it is a trouble. How can we win most of the material here? I think we should be able to win something bigger than the pawn. Yes, we can play queen c5, taking the pawn, but it feels we have this rook a3 ideas. They're looking so nice. How to execute them now? There should be a way to play this rook a3 and the game is going to be over. I just don't know how to execute the move rook a3. Is it maybe immediately the move rook a3? Is it first to take and then put the rook on a3? I don't like taking so much. I think we have the rook a3 now. Let's go with this move because g3 pawn is under attack. We should be able to win some material in the current position. It would be very surprising in case there would be nothing more for black in a couple of moves. My nose is itching a little bit. Maybe a good sign. Knight on e4. So I thought that I can take here. I have this f5 idea also somewhere. I have this rook a1 check idea, after which the pawn on c4 is going to fall. I have still the f5, so king is on e1, but somehow he survived. It's not yet winning. Yes, it is much better because we have also queen b4, just taking the pawn on c4, but it feels like maybe I missed something because I could have gone even for a bigger advantage than what we have here. Queen on b4, only move is to castle short side, so I would not like the guy to play it. Maybe I should play it. I don't know. It looks good, but let's give a check because I don't see how white escapes here. I would like to take, or we play the move rook a1, but then there is short castle. So the idea is to take. Now, king takes feels so dangerous. If queen takes, we're gonna grab the pawn on c4, or first give a check and then take the pawn on c4. I think we can take the c4 pawn immediately. Looks good. So, or a rook d8 first. The king is so alone there. We should be able to do something to win some material here. I think 95 is looking like the right move. Also to give to this rook d8 a check to the queen. Check to the queen looks not bad at all, but why not to take the pawn? So we are taking the pawn up for black. Plus still, the king is not in best shape. In case of short castle, we have knight e3. We have queen b4, check. We have f6 next. So I hope I will be having more advantage than just a pawn. I think we go for more. We try to get more than just a pawn here. We have this kind of move as well that might be played next. Position of black is very, very good. Can we finish the game in style? Let's see. By the way, our opponent is defending also very, very well. He is a good defender. He is defending well. Just the position is difficult. Let's see what happens next. Somewhere h6 in theory might be happening. Yeah, he plays the move h6, but I think we should be able to finish the game now. If in case I give a check, there is only one move, and it is to play king on e2. I can give another check. King goes here. It's not a checkmate, so I can take on e5 then. This should be enough to win the game. I can also take immediately knight e5, then there is some kind of short castle, alright. In case I play rook d8 first, where the queen goes? Queen e2, there is nothing else. Then we go queen b4, check, king goes here. Nothing else. Then I can give the check, king f3. I could give a check on b3. Okay, it is a winning position, but I don't think it is the most precise way to finish the game. I think this is easier. It's easier to play this move. On the other hand, it feels very good to get the rook into the game, because to get the rook into the game is almost always the best. To get extra piece in the attack cannot be a bad move. So still, I think we should aim for a forced win in the position, and the forced win is to play this bishop, to play this and take. So both is winning. We have to make the decision to win it with a rook d8 on core, queen b4. I like queen b4. Okay, let's go. Let's go with the move queen b4, because immediately we take the pawn. So we are trying to win the game by force. Usually not a bad choice in case we can. There is this queen on g4 somewhere. We have to be careful, but the king probably has to go one of those moves. And it looks like king e2 is the only, so we just take here on e5. Knight is hanging on e4, little tactics. And it feels like, yeah, it is too much to handle. Now it will be 2 pawns more, plus we have the attack. So the problem is not even the pawns, problem is always the king on e2. This is like the main trouble for white here, that the king is doing so bad. Not even the material. Of course, material, yeah, is material, but the main issue is the pawn on c6. Let's see what we are going to play next. We have many options here for black, but let's see first where the white is going to be putting the queen. We have the queen on c2. Maybe we should keep the good knight on c4, but this is sort of not very forced. I would like to play forced moves in the current position. Forced would be something like, for example, this check is very, very forced. Then we have the check on d3, as this looks very good. So let's give a check on b5. Very good check. Let's see where the king is going. King on e3. Now we have the check, for example, here. King is gonna be safe on f3, but we're gonna take another pawn, so it would be already 3 pawns. 3 pawns is way too many to handle in most of the cases. I think I'm gonna do that because it's easy. So by having this kind of positional advantage, we are able to collect all the pawns. It should be after an easily winning position. So let's go with the move knight on, I don't know. Okay, there's also, this is looking good, because king f3, and then we play queen d5. The idea is f5. Maybe there's no escape. Maybe there's some kind of rook on d1 idea. Okay, let's just eat. Let's just eat some pawns. We have f5. There's knight on here. I don't know. Okay, let's just win the pawn, because I don't see what should be the counterplay by white. So we're just winning the pawns. Yeah, I saw that, but I think we are winning in the current position. So we are just taking here. Now we play f5, I think. c6 is hanging, didn't see that. So let's give first a check. I didn't see that c6 is under attack. Okay, still, this should be close to a winning position, so it will be fine. King is going to be checkmated, I guess. How to checkmate the king? Should be a checkmate somewhere. How is it possible to play with such an open king? I don't see a checkmate, so let's go with the move rook on a8. Feels very good to get the rook on a8. a2 next. Looks like that's it. That's it. The white king under big pressure. And finally, I have more material, plus it should be somewhere a checkmate. I don't see a forced one, but it feels like a checkmate, so I guess we will be able to deliver it. So let's give this little check here. And now we have a checkmate in one, so we are winning. quite a good defense by our opponent, but we are winning. In case you like my comments, in case you're enjoying VChess, please like and subscribe. Here's a checkmate on e4. So all in all, quite an interesting game. Our opponent defended very, very well, but step by step we managed to get some extra material and then, yeah, to finally checkmate the White King. White King been running already for some time, so yeah, quite a normal outcome. All right, thank you very much for watching. That's it for today. I will be streaming in the evening. I hope you liked. I hope you enjoyed the game. So we had some kind of entertainment. Plus, I think we have quite useful streams. So you might get better in your own games, at least from the strategic point of view. Otherwise, thank you very much for being with me here. Tell your friends, tell your club members in case you are in a chess club, so to enjoy the streams. Otherwise, till the evening, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.